Hello there, and good to see you. You're welcome to Sister Sister on 97.3 City FM and, of course, on City TV as well. My name is Jessica, regular hostess for this relationship talk show. For the next 60 minutes, we're going to be getting in, as always, answering questions, allaying fears, and probably increasing doubts where necessary. The show is brought to you by Vodafone. Shortly, we'll be getting into our relationship messages, and we get to meet our sisters as well. So don't go anywhere. Stay with us. This continues right after this. And you're welcome back. So today there are various ways that you can reach us on the show: via email to jessica@cityfmonline.com, via WhatsApp to 054-998-6996. Don't forget to prefix it with +233 if you're messaging us from outside Ghana, because after all, this show is all over Africa. You can also find us on Facebook at Sister Sister LIVE, Sister Sister Live. Like our page, send us a DM, join in the conversations, the vibrant conversations that go on our wall. We absolutely love to hear from you. Let's say hello to the sisters joining me today. I have one in studio. Ceci is here with me. Ceci, good to see you. I hope you're well.
I'm good.
What's going on?
It's
What's
good to
new?
see you
You need some energy today. A lot of energy.
I'm just tired.
It's been one of those long days, Charlie? All good. But you made it here, so that's a good thing. Thanks for coming. Really appreciate that.
Thank you.
We also have two sisters joining us on the line. First, we have Olivia joining us, of course, from her house, a very comfortable house. Hey, Livy, what's going on?
I'm well, thank you.
Good to see you.
I'm just wishing I could be with you guys and then such a give you like hugs. I miss doing that.
We're gonna have to postpone all hugs this year until COVID.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
You know, it's just sad that we can't do what we used to do as people, touch people, hug people, all social distancing and stuff. But in God's own time, everything will fall into place.
Yeah, that's right. God's time, and I hope it comes really soon. Akubeze Okocha, a gender and human rights activist, joining us from Nigeria. Aku, I don't believe I've seen you this year. We have spoken though. Really good to see you, and thanks for joining us on Sister Sister. How you doing?
Yeah. So I'll say it's so nice to finally be back talking to you guys again and being back on the show.
Yeah, indeed. I hope your 2021 has been good so far. Has it?
So far so good, but speaking of COVID, I just got out of isolation.
What?
So, it started off on a slow note, but thankfully we're back moving again now.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, good to know that you're well and at least can join us on the show. Really appreciate your audience. So ladies, I mean, without much ado, we'll just delve right in because people need help. Fair? All right, let's do this. So first message says, hello, Jessica. When I was in senior high school years ago, I used to be of the world. I used to drink a lot, have sex with several men, including married men. I didn't really know what I was doing with my life, but I felt I was a tough girl and that there was no news considering where I'm coming from. There were times I got mad at myself and I felt I was not supposed to be doing what I'm doing, but I never shared my thoughts with anyone because I had trust issues and I was very temperamental. In the year 2015, I met a guy on social media. We started talking and eventually started dating. I told him about my past and he helped me change completely. He showered me with love and was very patient with me. He was such a calm gentleman and everyone in my family likes him. In 2019, something about me changed. I realized that his character had rubbed off on me and that made me start to hate him. I realized I've turned into a complete introvert. I don't have friends. I no longer hang out all because he doesn't like to do those things. If I try to socialize, his responses are always in the negative. Simply put, he becomes unhappy and it sparks an argument between us because he feels I will go back to my old ways. I have been very supportive with him or to him. I even bought a land for us and registered it in our names. Sisters, I really love this guy. But lately, whenever we quarrel, I end up in another man's bed and I regret it. I do that because I feel I'm punishing him for making me feel caged. I sometimes tell him when I cheat on him and he cries and begs me to stop. I concur, but end up cheating again when we get into another fight. I must admit that he's the best in bed, and we have begun preparing for our marriage later this year. We really love each other, but I feel like letting him go because I don't think I can be the kind of woman that he wants. I want to give the land to him as compensation for all the pain and the trouble that I've caused him over the years. Sisters, please help me. For the first time, I am so confused, and I'm also very uncertain. And that's our first message hitting the show today. Olivia, if you're there, let me throw this one to you. I don't know if you'd like to jump in first and early.
Now, I was just trying to gather my thoughts because it's loaded.
It's loaded,
There's
yeah.
like so much in there. Young girl, I think the first thing that you need to know is that you deserve to be loved. I think that you're a good girl. I'm not going to judge you per what you've been through, your experiences, your past. They only define you and they only make you a better person. But clearly, you've been through a lot. And I feel like that's what is sort of what has basically led you into the kind of person that you are right now. You've got conscience. I like how you started off. Basically, you met this guy and he's sort of helped you turn your life around. You did mention categorically that there were things that you used to do, drink alcohol, do all those things that you know deep within you you're not supposed to be doing, like sleeping with married women and married men and all of that. You know that you're not supposed to be doing that. And for me, that's a clear, good start. You know right from wrong, and you have the conviction when you're doing something that's wrong. The only thing is, this man, right, that you're in a relationship with, sweetheart, he really loves you, okay? He loves you to bits. The reason why I'm so sure that he loves you is because you cheated on him, okay? I think the only wrong he's done here so far is not giving you the opportunity to grow, to become who you really want to be, and him insisting that you have to stay home 24/7. Because you did mention that everything was going on well from 2015 when you met him. So you guys have been in a relationship for a good 4 years, till 2019 when you just woke up and then you felt like you're feeling so claustrophobic in the relationship because you want to go out, you want to have your life, and you feel as though this guy is not giving you the chance to. But he has every right to feel like that, okay? He has the right to feel like, okay, if you step out there, what are you stepping out there into? Your friends that you're hanging out with, are they going to be influencing you negatively? You've been sober in the last 4 years. And he has the right to be worried because you know what? This guy actually sees you as marriage material. And the fact that you went out because you were looking for a way to pay him back for keeping you in the relationship and preventing you from being yourself, and you went out to cheat on him. Charlie, how many guys will sit back and accept that? But this guy was begging you and he was crying because you know what? He loves you. And just in case you don't know, there are people who genuinely love you irrespective of your flaws. Love is patient, and he's been patient with you. Love is kind. Love is not rude. Love doesn't keep records of wrongdoing. This guy is showing you exactly what God's love should be like. And you keep asking yourself these questions because you feel like you don't deserve to be loved. But my dear, you do deserve to be loved. I think that you need to have a conversation with this guy. Okay, you need to find yourself. You need a lot of therapy and you need a lot of praying. You need a lot of soul searching. Okay, you're a good person. You going back to drinking, going to nightclubs, doing all these things, sleeping with other people, cheating, married men, you're going back to doing those things. You know are not right. You know in your heart of hearts that it isn't right, and that's not the kind of future you want. This guy is looking, he sees something in you. That's why he's holding on to you. He sees marriage material. He sees a future with you. My dear, he's looking at you as mother material, as wife material. You've got some pretty good qualities. You seem to be a responsible girl, whereby you've bought land and you put it like in your name. You guys see a future together. Okay, the fact that you feel claustrophobic in your relationship does not warrant you to go out there and cheat. It doesn't solve the situation. It only makes the situation worse. Have a conversation with him. Find out what you really like to do besides drinking, besides clubbing, besides those things that always have what do you call it, disputes in your relationship. There's got to be something else that you're interested in doing, something to take away your attention. Okay, you can start by starting a YouTube channel. You can start by finding out who you are. What other things do you like to do? That isn't necessarily going to push you into all these vices, because however you want to look at it, sweetheart, this guy is a good guy, and it's hard to come by good guys who won't refer you. This guy knows you inside out, and he doesn't use it against you. Okay, I don't think that you should let go of the relationship. I think that you can work on yourself. What usually helps, I've heard of stories time and time again of people who actually gave their life to Jesus. There are people, this is what works for me. I don't know what faith you believe in, but I will suggest that I've heard of testimonies of people who've had personal walks with Jesus, read the Bible, tried to find him, and their lives completely turned around. I feel like you can also put this into prayer, because every time you go out there and you have sex with someone, you carry all their baggage, all their demons, all their social wahala. And that alone needs a lot of time. You need to forgive yourself. You need to know that God loves you irrespective of who you are. And you have an amazing man who loves you for who you are. So, sweetheart, you need to mature. Step out of this drinking, this going out, this nightclub. You become a mother one day, whereby you need to be home to take care of your children, go to work, be responsible, do something to keep your family, keep your home together. Okay, you have what it takes. Get rid of these negative voices. Find activities that you can both do together. Sit him down and say, okay, babe, I understand that you don't like X, Y, and Z. What can we do together? Because I also don't like staying home 24/7. And then you guys can come to a reasonable compromise. You have to be empathetic of his feelings, and he has to also be empathetic of where you're also coming from. Okay, because I don't like the fact that you said that you now hate yourself. Technically, because the guy is rubbing off you. He's rubbed off you for 4 good years in a good way, whereby you didn't have any relapse. Okay, but once you decided that you didn't want any of it, you still feel bad. Once you went to cheat, you still felt bad, and you came to tell him. So, my dear, decide what exactly you want. Whether I think that this guy is a good guy, I think that you can make it work, and I think that you need to work on yourself, both spiritually, both physically, both and mentally as well. But you can actually make this work. It all depends on you, and it all depends on what you want. But the guy is a good guy. I won't let go of him if I were you.
Right. Okay. Great submission there. Let me come in studio. Ceci, I'm sure you put your thoughts together as well. What do you think?
Olivia has said everything.
She pretty much has. That's true.
She has exhausted the whole thing. Okay, so I like the fact that she said she's confused, and rightly so, because you first say that you were off the world, but I don't see anything changing. And you say he has rubbed off on you, but I don't see any changes either. Because if you feel caged, you go out, you cheat on him, you come and tell him, he cries, and then accepts you. How long do you want to be doing that to him before you realize how much he loves you? My first instinct is like, okay, don't keep this guy and keep hurting him, because at some point, everybody has their limits. At some point, it's going to get to a point where he's going to say, okay, you know what, I've been a loving person and I'll change into this person that, things like that happen to people. They'll feel like, okay, they've given everything they can. They have been good. They have been loving. They have been loyal. But if it's not working, they are going to flip the switch. They are going to be like, okay, if that's not what you want, I'll be a bad boy or a player or something like that. But I hope he doesn't turn into that, because he seems like a really sweet person. And you go out to cheat and you feel bad. You want to punish him, but at the end of the day, you are punishing yourself, because you are desecrating your body, your everything, to punish someone else, because you're not using his body to do it. It is your body. And at the end of the day, it takes its toll. It has its toll on your self-esteem, your worth, your self-worth, everything. And let's not forget that anything we do, there are consequences. You need to take responsibility and know that you are not growing any younger. You are growing into a woman. You become someone's wife one day. You become someone's mother. You become someone's auntie. You'll be advising some young girl some years down the line, or someone will be looking up to you some years down the line. So whatever you are doing now, you should make sure that you have thought it through thoroughly, because one day, like it or not, it's going to come back. However you do it, it's going to come back. So right now, what I am going to tell her is, if she's not ready to change, then because it's going to take you to say that, you know what, I want to make a change. We can say everything we want to say, but if you are not ready to make that change, nothing will happen. So going out, yes, the guy is an introvert. He doesn't like to, but you can come to an agreement. Do things together with him, because it looks like when you want to go out, you just get up and go. I'm going here, I'm going to the party, I'm going to the club, I'm going to here, I'm going to meet friends. I don't hear you say that you have invited him out and he has turned you down. I don't hear you say that, okay, when I'm going out, I say you should come along, and then he says he wouldn't go. So try and do something with him, even if it's going somewhere to sit over and talk over a drink or two. It is a starting point. So draw him closer, meet halfway, because you can't be into the extreme ends of the pole and it won't work. Come to an agreement. Draw him in closer. He's a human being. I'm not an account, but I know they have a saying that goes like, there is no matter that we use a knife to cut. Okay. Yeah. You don't use a knife to cut the issue. You talk about it. So it is.
I don't know which idiom that is.
Yeah. I heard someone say it some time ago. It is dialogue.
Right.
You are both human beings, so you can talk about it and come to an agreement. So talk to him, have a conversation with him. Let him know that, you know what, I'm feeling caged. This is not how I was. I mean, I want to have fun. I want to do this, and see what agreements you can come to, because he really loves you. So whatever it is, you guys can talk about it. There's no point in going out and desecrating your body just to punish someone else. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I mean.
Okay. Let me come to you, Aku. I mean, I don't know what your thoughts are, but perhaps could it also be the guy's own doing? Because at the end of the day, I think it's a matter of balance, personally, from where I sit. Because if she's on the far left and he's on the far right, and he's trying to drag her in, it should not be totally to the right. It should be at least in a position where she's a bit comfortable. I don't know about you. What do you think?
I'm so happy you said that, just because I was thinking I was the only one who was going to say that she should leave this guy and carry her land with her. Because first of all, there are some people who use kindness as manipulation. She met this guy online. They would have been talking. When you meet someone online, you tend to share a lot with them. They would have been talking so much. She would have shared these things that, she had already started feeling, and she admitted, she would feel bad about it, but she wasn't really sharing it with people around her. It was now this person that she met online that she was sharing it with. And then all of a sudden, you become who he wants you to be. He has molded you into this completely different person. She didn't make that change for herself. It was like she made it for him. And that's why it has now just ended up fading the facade, because she didn't do it for her. What she needed to do at that point, where she was feeling like, you know what, I don't want to keep up with this lifestyle, is to find support from a counselor or from a confidant, close friends, rather than drowning herself in a man. So much so that, you're investing in property. The thing that she didn't mention, but that came to my mind, is that when you see married women that date married men, they tend to be well off, because those married men are sponsoring their lifestyles. So for all you know, this girl is loaded and she's investing so much in this guy because this guy saw that, oh, this is a vulnerable girl who feels like, she has lost her value as a result of her mistakes in life. And, is now trying to just keep her in the house and be enjoying the benefits that she may have had from her past life. But I think that, that's why all of it is now coming out in flames, because she's trying to now get back to who she was as a person, and he's reluctant. He doesn't want her to do that. He just wants to keep enjoying those benefits. Yeah, and even when you say, oh, you cheat on him and he cries, I'm like, really? Like, at least vex now or something now. Like, it's as if he's spoiling her in a way. Like,
yeah, I feel
why
you.
is he spoiling her? It's too good to be true, I think he's suspicious, and I think he played on her vulnerability, and she needs to leave him and work on herself. You don't need to give him any land. He's not your husband at the end of the day. I even went back to read. I'm like, were they married? Like, why would you be dating somebody, even if it's 100 years and you're putting land in their name? Like, so I think if it's up to me, she just needs to leave him and work on herself, and then maybe she can try again. And they are approaching each other on a different standing, because at least she has done it for herself this time. She has made the changes that she wants, and that way when he's meeting her, he knows that, oh, I'm not coming to meet you to change you or to make you into whoever it is that you think you should be. I'm meeting you to accept you for who you are and to help you become the best version of you for you.
I like that.
Yeah, that's my own take. Yeah,
I absolutely love that, and I can't help but agree. I mean, because for me, it's a balance, and I love what you said, Aku. Like, she didn't do it for her, and that's where the problem starts.
Exactly.
She did it for him because she wanted to continue to stay in his life. But the problem with that is two things: either you get fed up of trying or pretending to be where this guy wants you to be, or I mean, just something just happens to mess up the whole situation.
The decision has to be yours.
Yes, the decision has to be yours. If you want to change, you're changing for you. Else you wouldn't be doing something stupid like trying to get back at him by sleeping with other men. Like, I'm sorry, in my mind, it does not make sense. It's like saying, if I'm mad at my boss, I will cut myself to get back at him. I'm sorry, that's ridiculous, right? So listen to yourself speak. The fact that you're saying that tells all of us on this show that you have a problem, and it's deeper than just my boyfriend's trying to change me or has changed me into who. I mean, listen, girlfriend, if you ask me my opinion right now, I would say separate from this guy, do a self-assessment, figure out what you want from life. And then if you feel like this is the guy you should still be going on a path with, maybe you can come back and reconcile if he's available. But I feel like she's just dragging him down with all of this. And it's not fair to treat a man who really loves you the way that you've been treating your guy. And I think you know it. That's why you want to break up, or at least separate from him. So I agree. Separate for a while, reassess, and then figure out things from there. But definitely sleeping with other men to punish your boyfriend is downright dumb. All right, let me bring in some comments right here on the show. Suleiman says, so you have an array of men ready for you whenever you fight with your man, eh? You can't change. Let go of him. Bernie says, I'm afraid he's right in preventing you from hanging out because you will relapse. Change is never an easy thing. What you have to focus on is the future and let go of the past. Promiscuity is in your blood, and you must take steps to purge it from your system. All the best. Ibrahim says, this is how family members destroy a life and the generation that is yet to come after. You need self-discipline, self-control, psychological and spiritual help. Kofi says, really funny that good guys get to be in such relationships. You cheat on him because you want to be let loose. You come back and the good guy forgives you easily. Then you cheat on him again. Then he forgives you out of love again. Now you want to let go of him because he's out of love and care, restricting you. And you think giving him land as compensation is worth it? It's clear you don't know what you want, sorry to say. How old are you now? Add 40 years to it. Sit down and think. Because the statement, had I known, still exists. Hetty says, you know what you're doing and you're not prepared to stop, so let this poor man go before you seriously hurt him years down the road. If you really love him as much as he does, then you'll be able to stop all this nonsense. There's no need for it. Efia says, yeah, the very you're the most fortunate folk I've heard about so far this year. Please get a lot closer to him and allow him to help you. You have everything you will ever need in this life, and you're letting him go because of temporary pleasures. Pray about it. Adra says, even prostitutes change when they meet good guys. So why can't you change for him? Faye says, the good thing in your submission is that you've accepted that you have a problem. Firstly, you have to start working on your mind, and the best person to help will be a psychologist. Secondly, going back to what you accepted is a problem requires prayers by yourself with a guide of a trusted spiritual leader. I don't trust those pastors anyway, so look out for someone else to help you. God be with you. Make no mistake to let the gold, as you have described your guy to be, go. All the best. And finally, Papa Kwame says, you need God in your life. All these things wouldn't have happened if Cecilia Mafu didn't take the mic from Joy's Blessing. Really? Alrighty, we'll go for a quick commercial break. It's Sister on City TV and City FM. We'll be right back. And you're welcome back. Sister, City TV, City FM. We're also live across Sub-Saharan Africa. DSTV channel 363, GoTV channel 182. Once again, your messages, your comments are welcome. 054-998-6996. A confused lady is sending us a message. Now she says, hi, Jess, I've known this guy for the past 5 years. We are very good friends. He recently proposed to me and I'm confused because I know he's in a serious relationship. He's officially asked for the lady's hand in marriage, as in done knocking. I was curious to know why he proposed to me in spite of this. He said the lady was cheating on him and he showed me the evidence. I asked what he was going to do and he told me he planned on breaking it off with her. He went on to explain that he and his mother, basically he has his mom's backing. He has also decided to compensate her with a sum of money. Now, I'm pretty scared because what if he changes his mind, or what if he just wants to get in between my legs? What if the two families decide, for instance, to sort things out, or the lady decides not to let go? I've liked him since the first day we met, but we were both in a relationship at the time. Please, what's your candid opinion on how I should approach this? And this is from Confused Lady. All right, let me come to you, Ceci. You're in studio with me. What do you think? A very indecisive woman, it seems.
So why is the guy planning to compensate this girl?
Yeah, that didn't make sense.
No.
That did not make sense.
No, because if you have evidence that she has cheated on you, I mean, that should make you say that, okay, you know what, you cheated on me, Charlie, find your way. That is if you want to leave the relationship. And I'm just wondering how long he has had feelings for his friend that they've been friends for 5 years?
5 years.
How long? Because this one, it seems like some rebound thing, or maybe he was just looking for an opportunity to, because she said, you know, I don't know whether the feeling was mutual. When she said she has been feeling for him since.
Never know.
I don't know whether it was mutual, so I'm confused there. So I don't know if it was mutual. Then probably the guy was just looking for an opening to now get together with her. You have gone to do knocking, but it is only your mom who knows about this impending breakup. So he should do the right thing and inform the family accordingly, because when you wanted her hand in marriage, you went there to ask. So do the needful and tell the family that this is what your daughter have done, and because of this, I am not going through with my plans. But don't tell your mom and then tell your friend that, oh, I've told my mom. Do the needful. Go back to the family, just as you went boldly. I've seen a flower in your house and I want to come and pluck it. Go back and tell them that this flower.
You changed your mind. You changed their mind.
Change their mind. So if he's really serious, he should do that, then come back. Other than that, I'll think it is just some sort of rebound, and I think it won't go anywhere. That's just my take. So he should do the needful and do it just like he did when you went for the knocking.
All right.
Yeah. It's as
Okay,
simple as
Aku,
that.
I'm coming to you. I mean, this story or message smacks of insincerity.
Exactly. Like the story just isn't adding up. He proposed to you. I wasn't sure. Was it a proposal with a ring or it was
No.
audio proposal?
But so in Ghana,
Audio proposal cannot
in
be
Ghana,
trusted.
when people do knocking, it's like you go to the family to let them know I am with your daughter, or we are
Okay.
dating. So that's when you officially tell your parents that we're dating.
Okay. So yeah, it just seems like, anyways, from the fact that he's confused and he's still planning, is already a red sign, a red flag. Just save yourself from any further drama, because clearly you've invested feelings in this guy for the last 5 years, and it has led to nothing. And he still, despite knowing that you had those feelings for him, went to go ahead and knock or ask for the girl's hand in marriage, the other person's hand. So I don't know. To me, it just seems like run. I can't see anything about this guy that you would want to stick around for. So that's just what comes to my own mind in this.
All right, cool. Livy, let me bring you in. Your thoughts?
I think this one, dear, no nonsense. Listen, the guy, whether you sleep with him today, whether you decide not to sleep with him, as far as I'm concerned, sex doesn't guarantee anything. Because you did say something about, okay, you don't know whether, to sleep with him and all of that. For me, that's jazz, my dear. You know what? Wake up, smell the roses. This guy, if he was serious about you, he would have broken up with this girlfriend or this fiancé of his and decided that, he's calling a spade a spade. He's done with that relationship and he's focused and you are his priority. But he's going about, his mother knows that the girl cheated and this and that and that. And you're worrying your head over, you don't know if the family members will convince him to marry the girl, the family members will get involved. Sweetheart, your relationship is not even defined to start with. Okay, this guy should just do what he has to do. If I were you, my dear, I know it's hard. Sometimes love is overrated, but that's why we're here as sisters, to point you into the right, to point you at the right direction. If I were you, you know what? I will start disconnecting emotionally from this guy. I know it's easier said than done. Disconnect from this guy. Give this guy space to clean up his mess. Okay? Leave him alone to clean up his mess, decide what he's doing with his girlfriend, with his mom, with their family and all of that, their fiancé, the whole hullabaloo. Let him decide what he wants to do. After he decides what he wants to do, he's cleaned up his mess, then he can have a conversation with you. But once you're in there entertaining him, you've loved him for so long, yada, 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 letting your emotions cloud your judgments, you think sleeping with him will make him any difference? Sex doesn't guarantee jack, honey baby. It does not. Sleeping with him won't change his mind. Sleeping with him won't do anything. It will rather end up leaving you depressed, sad, and alone. So, my dear, let this guy go clean up his mess, like I said. If he's man enough, after he does that, he'll come and find you and treat you the right way. Until then, I don't see why you should even be entertaining him when he's engaged. Like, my dear, the guy is engaged. Families are involved. Why are you engaging him? Why are you hoping that something is going to change? You know what? Put yourself out there the way you want to be treated. You see, if you add value to yourself, you know who you are, and you know what you stand for. People treat you as such. If you are somebody that they know that, if I go to my wife, she doesn't give me attention. So when I come to you, at least what my wife isn't giving me, you give to me. Because you are second fiddle, you're a spare tire, and you don't want to be that. It's either you're the main meal or forget it. Okay, so sweetheart, I know it's tough, I know it's hard, but call a spade a spade. Move away from this guy, let him deal with his stuff, and then if he's serious about it, he can come. And either which way, the reason why I also said that you should disconnect emotionally is because if he comes to you, right, after he's settled everything, at least you don't have anything to lose, okay? And if he doesn't also come to you and he marries the other lady, you still have nothing to lose. Either which way, you're gradually weaning yourself off his love and you're not spending time with him and all of that. If I were you, I'll block him. Just block him and tell, if he calls you, tell him that, Massa, you know what, go deal with your stuff. If you think I'm important, come to me. Put some value on yourself, and you get that in return. Okay, it's not easy, but you can conquer.
You can conquer. Indeed, you can conquer. Let me borrow Olivia's words. Whatever you do not drop your knickers. Because trust me, if you think that, you know, you're in, like, for now, you don't even know what's going on. Like, is he, so, okay, he's shown you a couple of, let's say, messages. He saw her texting some guy, and, yeah, look, this is the evidence. She's cheating on me. So I'm going to leave it. Don't tell me you're going to leave her. Like, leave her. What are you waiting for? Like, you're saying you're going to do knocking. You've told your mother, so your mother should do it. She the one who went to go and do the knocking.
No.
If you want to leave her, leave her. When you're done, come, let's talk. If I'm still available. Yeah, we'll go for commercial break. We'll go for a break. We'll be right back. It's Sister. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. 054-998-6996. If you want your message to also make it to the show, you can send it ahead of time via email to jessica@cityfmonline.com. And yes, we do have quite a lot of messages coming to the show, so forgive us if yours doesn't make it soon. But either way, it will, preview on the show, so make sure that you watch every single week. We'll move on to another message I have here. It says, sisters, I need your help. I've been dating this guy for 4 years now. There's one particular part of his drawer which is always closed. So one day, I tried to find out what was in there. Upon opening it, I saw a lady's trouser. You know trouser? And a pair of sandals. I was shocked. I took a picture of it, closed the drawer, and never asked him about it. Now, he recently relocated to a new place, and I tried to open that drawer again. What I saw was different from the first one. This time, it was a lady's panties and sandals. When he came back home, I asked him who they belonged to, but he immediately got upset and asked me why I went through his things. He insisted he won't answer my question. The issue is, even though I feel so hurt, I love him. Sisters, please help. Aku, I'm coming straight to Nigeria for this one. Talk to me.
Dodgy. Why is that drawer always closed? Why is it always closed? I don't know. I feel like, first of all, it was definitely a violation to have gone through his stuff, but because you guys are still dating, it's not as if you're married and you're living in the same house and you have the excuse of, okay, maybe you're cleaning or something. So everybody is entitled to their own privacy. If you've not seen any other incriminating evidence, then you can give him the benefit of the doubt. When I even saw that he was being so defensive about it, what even came to my mind was Caitlyn Jenner. I'm like, is this guy a cross-dresser, or does he enjoy collecting women's clothing or stuff? People have their odd things. So I think just rather than continuously pressing the matter and confronting him about it and causing arguments, I think it may be better for you to now start looking broader, like looking for other signs of infidelity or something before you jump to conclusions. If not, like, what's the harm in him having a trouser and sandals in his drawer? Is the defensiveness of it that made me feel like, that means he must be hiding something. But if not, you never know. So just try and give him the benefit of the doubt.
Really?
Just why are you looking at me
really?
like that?
I can't believe you just said that. Like, what's the harm in having female trousers and what? He's a cross-dresser by night?
A drag queen.
You might be.
Okay, then Olivia, let me come to you. What do you think?
No. Recipe for the disaster. This guy, really, you let me tell you a story, a quick story. I'll be quick. So this one day, my pastor actually told us in church. So there was this couple, they were married for a while, right? And her husband always had this closet that was constantly locked. And there was this day that she was just going about, and then she realized that this thing is always locked. Today, let me just try and open it. Cut a long story short, when this woman opened it, all her sanitary pads, the used ones with the blood, was in it, in a pot, some voodoo stuff going on. I know. No, that's so creepy. This is real life story. Crazy stuff happens, and my thing is, if the person you happen to be in an intimate relationship with, the person who takes off your knickers, the person who makes love to you, the person who sleeps on the same bed with you, and they can't tell you what they have in their drawers, and he's defensive when you go asking questions. I'm like, sweetheart, that's a red flag right there. Like, he can't be open, like, can't he, even if he has emotional sentiments towards it, like Aku was saying, assuming maybe it was his late mother's clothes or whatever, but who keeps their late mother's panties, or their auntie's panties, or their sister's panties? My guy, me can't change my mind. No. That's a no. Sweetheart, this whole thing about you love the person, it's clear. You can tell that this guy, there's something fishy going on. Why do you want to be in the relationship? Why? You think he's going to change in some years to come? The fact that he doesn't even respect how you feel because you're uncomfortable about it. How would he feel if he came to your house and you had this drawer that was completely closed all the time, and all of a sudden there were boxer shorts in there, and there were condoms, and there were things belonging to another guy in there? How would you feel? Charlie, treat others how you want to be treated, and if you settle for less, you would expect nothing. You'll get nothing in return. He will disrespect you because he knows that you are accepting of what is happening. So, sweetheart, you love him. I know it's hard, but if he's not ready to treat you right and to respect you, or even go through the decency of explaining why he has those things there, and he's defensive, I don't see why he should be in that relationship, my dear. If this is what he's hiding from you, what other things isn't he hiding from you? Okay, my dear, allow yourself to be loved. It's a beautiful world out there. Call a spade a spade. Charlie, gentleman and call. I'm sorry, but it's hard. I know that. It's all right.
Sharp. Ceci, talk to me. What do you think?
That catchphrase, but I love him.
I know.
But I love him.
Charlie,
but I love
that though.
Oh, God. They need to, she needs to make you know that no matter what you are coming to say, please remember that I love him.
Yeah.
But no, the guy is dodgy. He is sly, like we'll say. I'm sure that for whatever situation, there is some kind of explanation, but he is defensive. And I'm sure that at some point maybe he'll be angry or something. So that is a red flag. It shows that he has something to hide. And you see, sometimes we underestimate the power of trust in a relationship. It's a very powerful foundation. If you trust your partner, anything is possible. I think that one cry is more powerful than the love, because with trust, everything else is built on top of it. So if that foundation is shaky, then there's a problem. You cannot proceed. So this one that is dodgy. And you know, I mean, it's a normal thing for me to be alarmed when I see a woman's clothes that do not belong to me. Okay, it's not like, I don't know if they are new or they have labels on them. Probably he's keeping some spare clothes for you so that when you come to do a washer and then you're going back, you get something to wear. But from the way she's speaking, it doesn't seem so. It looks like used
probably a different
stuff.
size.
You know, so if I'm like a B cup and I see some F cup or something,
B to F.
Lord, then what are you doing with me? So he's been shaky. He's been shady. So I don't know how many times you have broached the subject. I really don't know. But if this continues, then it's going to mean that the trust that you have in this guy is nothing to write home about. So if that's the case, I don't think it should be a relationship you should be in.
Right.
Unless you just take it like that and then be inside. But I don't think it's the best thing to do. So
if you stay, he's going to be cheating on you pretty much throughout the relationship. That's just the bottom line. We'll move on. Another message here says, sisters, I'm 34 and my guy is 38, divorced with 2 kids. We love each other and want to get married. But the issue between us is temper. We both can't seem to control our tempers, but I easily come around, unlike him. He uses very unpleasant words every time he's angry. He has left me on the hospital bed once because of his anger. Apart from his temper, however, he's very sweet, Sometimes he cooks, sometimes he washes for me. Please, do you think I have a future with a guy like this, or should I get out? My one leg is out, though. Alrighty. Ceci, what do you think? I mean...
Future, yes. But it all depends on how you manage the situation. Everybody has their flaws, but they make up for it somehow. But some of the flaws you cannot make up for, because if he's leaving you on hospital bed, they are married, right?
No.
No. Okay, yet. Future. She was talking about future, so they are not married. So if right now that you are not even married, he's leaving you on the hospital bed, you should know that it's going to get a lot worse. Right. So what you need is to talk to somebody, if it's a counselor, if indeed the both of you want to see this work. Because two people with temper issues, it doesn't look good.
Yep.
At least one has to be wake across so that, you know, there can be some healthy balance.
Right.
So you need to talk to a counselor, see your way, see how you can work this out. And if you cannot work it out, I beg, separate, because you are putting hospital bed and things. No. Not good. Not good. So talk to somebody, talk to a counselor, and then see how you guys can come to help each other to take care of this, because it can be corrected. Yeah, it can be corrected.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Livy, talk to me.
I think both of you should sign up for anger management classes as soon as possible. That is, if you think that you have some kind of love going on. You did say that he cooks for you when he's like, you know, not angry, and he takes care of you and all of that. The thing is, if you guys have the basics, okay, which is love, trust, understanding, and you think that there's somewhere in you that you can work this out, great. But if not, look at this. Both of you are coming from divorced homes or divorced marriages, and you're both coming together to make this work. That is, if I'm right.
No, it's just the guy.
The thing is, you don't want it. It's just the guy.
Yes, it's just the guy who's divorced, has 2 kids.
Right. So you don't want a situation whereby, you have kids, or depending on the kids, depending on what the future is going to look like, this person is just going to be angry, flare up. Charlie, anger, you see, everybody is entitled to be angry, okay? But it's what you do with the anger that counts. Okay, it's normal for everybody to be angry, but what you do once you're angry is what counts. Do you have self-control? Clearly he doesn't, because you're stating that it scares you or whatever it is. As much as possible, as soon as possible, if you think that this relationship has a chance and you want to work on it. If not, you think that it's a deal breaker, don't stay in it, let it go.
Okay, Aku, you have the final word.
I think that you guys were unfair to the clothing guy. You guys were harsher on the clothing guy, because you were even saying they should break up immediately. Then when it comes to this guy that's leaving her on a hospital bed, you're saying go for counseling, do anger management. This is the one that she needs to pack and run. Like, there's no other discussion. Anything he wants to work on should be worked on his own. You find a safe place where you can heal. And, people talk about domestic violence and don't consider that it has like a mental element to it. It's going to have left some scars on her already. And that's why she's still there contemplating, is there a future? There is no future with anybody that is beating you up to the point that you have to be taken to a hospital. Like, he's the one that you need to be running from. He's the one that's dodging. He's the one that is covered in red flags. And they always say that abusive people have that thing. They'll be so sweet to you in one instance so that it kind of confuses you. Now start second guessing yourself, like, maybe this is not his real self. But no, I would rather a guy that had some panties hidden in his drawer that if I confront him, the most he'll tell me is leave me alone, than the one that will beat me just because of God knows what, self, and no good reason, and leave me on a hospital bed. Run there, you're better off without him, and there's many more fish in the sea.
Absolutely. Completely agree with you. I mean, I think we're on the same wavelength tonight. It's hard going through abuse. And for me, the worst kind of abuse even though like it's debatable, perhaps some people think like psychological abuse or mental abuse is more potent, so to speak. But for me, physical, once it starts to manifest physically, we have a problem, because it never dies down. And for people, and men especially, who abuse women physically, it's a matter of power. It's a matter of letting them know that I am in control and what I say is final, and that's how it's going to be. It's non-negotiable. Yeah, you love this guy, but he's going to kill you one day if you stay in that relationship. Trust me, it's not healthy for you to be there. And you guys aren't even married. Plus, if I were you, I will look for his ex-wife. The woman he has 2 kids with, and I'll find out I'll try and do my own investigation why she left. No good woman will leave a good man for some other woman to come and take. If she's left him, there must be issues. It could be her fault, it could be this guy's fault, but I'm just saying, like, don't be in a hurry to rush into a relationship where you're not even married to the guy, he's leaving you on a hospital bed. Come on. Certainly you can do better than that. There are single guys who've never been married before who are looking for women to marry. This guy might not be for you. So look sharp, my lady. Look sharp. Yeah, we end it here, man. Aku, it's been great. Nice to see you this year. And
thank you so much for having me.
Indeed. Olivia as well, always looking radiant. Thank you so much for joining us.
But you know what? Quickly before you go, I didn't hear that last bit about the him being abusive. I would not have made that submission.
Oh, you didn't.
So I totally agree.
Okay. Yes. Knowing Olivia, you had to put that in. Yes, we agree. Yes, because PT is bad. Yeah, Ceci, it's been real. You know how it is. You know how it is. Thank you so much for watching. The show's been brought to you by Vodafone. My name is Jessica. We'll return same time next week on your favorite station. Have a good one.